I dropped the guy's head. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of this game. Did I have a choice? No, it's written into the game. There's no choices in a game like this. Yeah, I can't go through. The monster gets me. It's fucking... It is 8 years old all over again. Alright, how do I get down there? No, I'm down there anyway. Ooh, a book. Well, this seems to be really the only way to go. And it looks like I can take that thing.
Keep going. Keep going. Where is she going?
The beast is down there.
No. She knows the beast is down there. He's always watching you. The beast is there. You're never safe from him.
You can feel
The beast only comes after me in the dark.
She's found it.
She's lost it and she has to find it. I can feel it. Where is it? Leave the torch alight. Where is she? Your eyes up. You're never going to find it.
Dirty or squeegee? Oh! Oops, wrong button.
Watch out!
Oh shit.
Get out of the way! She can hold this inside. Behind you! Take him down!
Defeated. Whoops. Oh, yeah. That's very unsuspecting. Take it out on him anyway. Jackass. Take that.
Finish this! Finish
I
this!
did finish it. Oh, you again. Jackass. Hit him. Oh shit. Alright.
He's gone!
Did it. I done did it. Really? What's happening? Oh yeah, the torch. Otherwise the mean monster will come after me. Am I focused on this? Okay, good. What?
You really like playing the trivia.
I'm just over this game. Same thing over and over. Not all of them. Fuck you, thing. Oh, it's probably in here. The other way. What? Why do they all have bows? Yes, why?
2 of them are both and then one is not.
So what's for breakfast? Would you like me to care?
She can't. Her father tried to help her.
But she
I can care.
He was doing his best.
I can pick, for that matter.
Never, ever listen.
You just have to tell me that you want me to pick and I'll pick.
Trying to help her.
He was trying to save her from the darkness.
You want me to pick?
Zimbel was right. Zimbel
Let's
was trying to
get-
save her from the darkness. But she wouldn't listen.
Bear claw.
And now everybody
Because of her. It's all her fault.
all her comes weak.
Weak. She should have known. She should have. Why doesn't she learn?
Why
When
doesn't
she
she learn?
learns.
Get the lore stone. Because I
Now the
care
darkness has
so
Dillian's
much.
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to
I'm not
kill
sure what
him
any of that
face to
has
face.
anything to do with me anymore.
But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When
Dragon
Fafnir
Fafsa.
slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his
Fuck
killer.
up and keep talking.
Although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rain wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rain also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In
Very
that
happy.
moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
Did I do it? No, I need to get closer. Oh. Oh fuck. Now why did it go out? Oh, it's come from one of these. Where'd it go? It's instantly that much darker. There we go.
She has to it. Get up! Get up! What are you doing?
I mean, I walked through a... Yeah. So now I don't know what's over there. How come is it that I can very clearly see from here to there? Oh shit, it's still dark? I just put a swimmer slightly. I don't know where the fucking light is anymore.
Just there, yeah.
Alright, do we just jump down?
The hell is there? Not there.
It's not? Oh, it's over there somewhere, but I have to climb something or other to line things up. Some good this torch is doing me. Yeah, sure. And run all the way back. I'm assuming there's a way to avoid the also the pattern is here somewhere. But I feel like I have to do something else about it. Like light that. Right. Went back more. Right. What the fuck? I didn't like the thing. Why not? This way? This way? This way? Got more? Right. So I need to light over there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You see that thing up here? I need to light it. And since I can't throw or climb, despite my ability to fend myself off from... Am I sure that's it? No. What else am I? The thing about it is I don't... How am I supposed to know when, like, my timer is done? Well, how do I know when the monster's done? Alright. Look, it's all up in my arm. Wait, I could have sworn I had more of it. I'm not gonna fight it. Yeah, I could have sworn it was all up on my... Like, completely up my forearm. I don't need to.
Get up! Get up! What are you doing?
So... See, there's a broken thing there, but I'm not sure which way I need to go to after that. I highly doubt I will be wanting to play this game again if I die. Your thoughts? At this rate, it's like Uncharted. It's a matter of getting through it.
Get up! Get up! What are you
I'm
doing?
glad I tried it. But let's see what happens. Got me. Interesting. I'm clearly missing something. I feel like I could be tactful enough to avoid the game.
Get up! Get up! What are you doing?
What do you suppose I'm forgetting?
Don't go through the waterfall.
Go back?
You're supposed to light the torch and then go through the waterfall.
my left?
Oh no. When you light it, you turn it on.
Let's find out.
And at the end of the tunnel, there's another torch that you light. And then you go to the wall.
This might be the tunnel. I think this is the tunnel that... Oh, yeah, this is the tunnel.
Get from the other side?
Yeah.
What's she doing?
She's lighting a torch.
She's making a fire.
She's got light on the other side.
Oh, but I did need to run over here to push this down.
What's the
It
plan?
wasn't a complete waste.
What's she...
Oh, you get to come back around.
No, she can't.
This is your, yeah.
Alright. No, I should get... There it is. No? Oh, I see. I think the game might be broken. Or have I not focused on this yet? Oh, there it is. The game's like, eh, close enough. Huzzah.
Dillian. She can't help but think of him. A tender guiding flame in a world so black. The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond
Whoop.
its reach.
Okay.
How little separates us from what we fear.
Sigurd should kill Rian before Rian kills him.
Look, it's hands.
Sigurd should find
What?
Brynhild the Valkyrie, who sleeps an enchanted sleep. Sigurd heeds the bird's advice. He kills Rian, eats Fafnir's roasted heart, and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest.
Come back. Do you
Uh-oh.
I hear you.
come back to us?
I'm coming for you. I'm coming. The lights. Dillian, I see you. The beast has Dillian. No,
This the beast?
you're not taking it from me. I am leaving with him.
Okay.
Remember your training.
Landing right? Whoa.
Quickly get up.
That's a bad one.
She can still do it.
This guy, huh? Come on.
You can go.
Uh-oh. Start. Is it?
She's injured.
Oh my god. Mm-mm. Nice. It's all the way up my arm. I'll go for it. Up.
Get up, quick. She's hurt. She's injured. She
Yes, I will. That. And that. And that.
Get to the light! There is no light! Where is it? How do we find it?
Did I kill it?
She's so weak. They can see you're weak. Get up quick!
Not quick.
It's not. It's going.
Did I kill it?
Breathing somewhere. You can hear. Is he find him? She's injured.
How about you die now? I did it. Take the beast. I'm no longer afraid of the dark. That was a very
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods.
I
A
see
familiar
deliveries.
hand,
You don't have to go anywhere.
cold and cruel.
If you're gonna pick up, just pick up from
He tried to
somewhere
fix
really
her
close
with
by.
Rituals kept her trapped in that
I'm
hole.
not really worried about the bear claw anymore.
She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness. Or the monster that her father had become.
Sick burn.
She couldn't fight them both. And so she left. Headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Delian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, Layla.
Bear claw.
She will
Found
save
one.
his soul.
For delivery?
Even if this time she can't
Cordrace
save her own.
Bakery. Filled with apple goodness.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore,
Who is that?
Listen.
but believe this. It was my mission to make you hate, to hate the darkness with a passion
Oh, am I
so
up
great
there?
that you focus your mind on this quest. Realize it. Have doomed you with your foes black. All this time, I wanted to
You wanna
protect
pick
you from
something?
the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago.
Unless you want to go there.
But you have conquered your darkness at every turn.
It's up to you.
You
rather
deserve
you
to
not go.
see behind the veil of darkness.
Then take me to the mountain.
To trust him.
As deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way.
She has to trust him.
You will not survive what is in there.
I know.
She doesn't.
Ooh, she knows.
She's come this far. She wants to go forward.
Take me to the river.
Save Delian's soul. She must listen to the shadow.
Can you hit the fans for me?
What? Okay. Hannah's gate. She's
Mother,
Hella's a she?
I won't let the darkness trick me again. I I know you're safe with the gods.
Do it.
I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets
Haircut at
inside
12,
of me.
so it's not like we'll be eating all that early.
Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Dillion. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
It's too dangerous. She's done it before. She can't. She's done it before. She can. She can. She'll do it again. How will she do it? There must be a way.
Somewhere you have to try.
She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken.
She has to fix it.
It's too dangerous.
She's done it before. You have to fight her.
Be powerful.
The final battle.
Get his soul back.
The final
It's the final task.
countdown.
Yes, it is. This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty. I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
Oh, I can go up here more. Aha.
She can do it.
She can do it.
She can still see the secrets
Of the gods.
She thinks differently. So special.
Oh, if it's that bit of it.
She must see. She has the sight. She can see the secrets.
Ordered? Is that okay telling me that you... Oh, okay. Maybe if I go this way. No, it seems like everything is from up above. I did miss a little, like, walkway over here though. Oh, good. What's up here? Oh,
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
two more lone.
They call
two?
this
Three more lore
Ragnarok.
stones.
the
Not to
destiny
say that
of the
I've got them
gods.
all, but
First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then,
yeah.
mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. The crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
There we go.
She did it. She did it.
Is that the whole thing? No, there's pieces over there.
You gotta go up more stairs.
After this?
To the right, and you're facing the bridge. Let's just find more stairs.
Okay. I will say this, and with Uncharted, it seemed like a lost cause, and such a so far into. Oh,
Behind you! Surprise! Behind you!
oh, that was a good hit.
She's hurt.
Right in there.
She won't live.
First focus. There he goes. don't think that guy got me. Whoever is watching gets to watch me die. Am I done? Or does that still have to go up my neck? Wait, does that mean the bridge is not fixed? Or did...
Looks like that, yeah. It's done.
Is that the bit that I did up
I
there?
believe so.
Ball sack. Oh, look, 9:30. Do you want to be a lamb and fetch me an omeprazole
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
so that I can eat? Well, my
They
water's
call
down
it
there.
Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long.
God bless pills.
Then, mankind will turn.
Baby
us.
Jesus,
Brothers
thank you
will
for
fight
my
each other to
medicine
death, and people will
so
forget
that I
what
can
they
eat
owe
like a
their
fucking
kindred.
idiot.
Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
Good pills, good pills. Oh, wait. Pixies.
She did it.
That's right, Craig. Whoa.
She will die.
Bastard.
He's finished. They surrounded you. She's not
I am?
strong enough.
Fight me.
Do it. You're close. Let go. Let go.
Whoa. Yes. I think the food's here. My phone vibrated. Oh, I hit this guy. I thought I couldn't hit him in smoke. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Huh? Oops. Oh, you motherfucker. Haha! I done do it.
Now, this is nearly the end. How will she do it?
I don't know how I got up here.
What will she do? How should I find his actress?
Is the guy here? Your courier is arriving in a Honda Civic. Here, let's open the app. I don't think he's here. No, he's not here. He is on
No.
what seems like Macadam. He's kind of going in the wrong direction.
No one can bargain with her.
He's going towards Thailand, even though he's passing Las Palmas and Macadam. So, gives you time. For Joron. Joron, defender of the delivery.
She has a warrior soul. What more could she give? A cursed soul. Of course she
Yeah,
is.
he went all the way to Highland.
She can find her.
Joron knows what's best for my bear claw.
She's a warrior. She's come this far.
The conjurer of Yami. The breaker of
Her
fasts.
soul is Valkyrie. Hela. She can
Dillion's soul and lay him to rest.
On his trusty civic steed.
She's so close to saving Dillion.
She can do it. She just has to.
The Northmen say the world.
Oh, I didn't want to listen to you again.
They call this Ragnarok. The destiny.
Okay,
of
now
the
he is
First, there will be a terrible
turning on Fountain.
Three
No,
years
he passed
long.
Fountain.
Then, mankind
I don't know what he's
turns
doing.
itself.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Fight
say
each
that
other to
Joron
death, and people will forget
is
what they
on
owe
the
their
marijuana
kindred.
plant.
Times will be hard. Crimes will be great.
I hope not.
It will be
I have
an
a
age
haircut,
of
it's
axes
expensive.
and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls.
Well, it's not like I'll have much to
Wolves
say.
will walk where children played. The world will
Poor
fall
guy.
into ruin.
His eyes look like Senua's, probably. Maybe he's running away from the dark.
She can do. She'll be stuck in the darkness.
No,
forever.
not completely.
She does.
There's still pieces there, but I don't know how to get to them.
And she'll bury him.
She'll need rest.
Hela will take her soul.
Okay, he turned on the long prey. He's not a complete idiot. I would come out now,
By the dark.
because he is going to turn right on Las Palmas in a second.
This is her sacrifice.
Search for Joron in a silver civic steed.
She can save him and she can get away. She can lay him to rest.
She can. She can't get away from the darkness.
She's come this far. You have come this far.
But the darkness is in her. Listen to them. The darkness is who she is. Without the darkness, she's nothing. She's a warrior.
Hmm. Do I need to fix it from down there? What? Why?
Shit's heavy.
It's a bear claw. Bears are big.
Things are fucking huge.
No, it's yeah. It's,
No,
yours is humongous.
they're both huge.
All right.
I'm not expecting them to be that big.
Alright. I still haven't fixed the bridge completely. I get the feeling that I need to do it from over there. The bridge is over there.
Oh, no, we need to be on the ledge above it.
At all times?
Well, to fix the other bridge. It says you're supposed to go up.
Is there ever a point where I need to be under it? Well, I fixed it twice.
You did?
Yeah.
So now it's done.
No.
Oh.
There's a third time. And I feel like this is it.
Oh, this time you want to stand at the bridge for the third time.
Oh, really? So this isn't it? See, look. It's off to the right of it.
This time you actually want to stand at on the bridge itself.
Alright.
Oh,
Is there a fourth
okay.
repair? Yeah, I'm not sure how to fix that one up there.
The prison cell area. There will be another spiral staircase, go up the second highest floor and walk up to the ledge at the end of the corridor.
It's time for Bear Claw.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is not warm, so I'm going to warm it.
Oh, am I warm?
Got it.
Hmm. Oh, that's yummy. I don't know. You should try it. It's really good. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that. See, let me show you this. I'm standing on the bridge, yeah?
There's an illusion. She's found a way. There's a way.
I did?
She can see it. She must align herself. She can do it. There's the door. She aligns herself. It's there.
It is. The voices are telling me that it's there. But I don't see what's there. Do you? I thought you said I have to be on the bridge.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. Doesn't make any sense being on the bridge. Does that make sense to you?
Mm. You're the one who said it to me.
I understand, but now that you're there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stuck here. Look, there's like pieces going
Right.
there, and there's bridges up above me. Did you tell me to go somewhere? Oh, I thought you said you can go somewhere. Because I know what that means when you say it.
What? What are you talking about?
I see how it is. This is so much fun. Oh yeah. Oh wait, was this open before?
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn.
No,
that
I
will be
found
heard
a
through the whole world.
beautiful, beautiful
And Odin
lore
will
stone.
speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land
Well,
of the
see, the
giants
voices are
will
saying
thunder
that
with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will
an
assemble.
illusion or
The
something.
dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east.
Look.
The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their
Am I supposed
yellow
to jump
beaks.
off?
The ship of the dead
Do one where
will
you
set
stand
sail.
off to the side like this?
Yes,
Just a little border, I guess.
it's possible.
Oh, you're supposed to restore a missing entrance.
What's the entrance? Isn't this the entrance? Yeah, I don't know. Usually you hear like a very foily noise when I'm somewhere where I need to be repairing something with my visuality. Let's take a look. That one? Comme ça? Alright. Well done. Wait, did you put yours in?
I did.
Does mine fit in there with yours?
They are both in.
Okay. Mine can come out in like a little bit, because then the glaze will get a little shitty. In fact, I'll just keep mine cold. Oh, is it? Alright. I don't really care. Uh-oh. Ah, that was fun. Look, I found a lore stone. The last one? Oh, one more
The
after
Northmen
this.
say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf
Asgard.
that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
He's a very dramatic man. Did I show you that, like, that Scandinavian band that dresses up and has all these, like, wait, this looks like a battle arena. Whoa, alright. Oh shit. Yeah, maybe she plays this game. She is the my neighbor from upstairs is the motion capture model for this fucking game. Oh shit. Wow, there's two of them. Please die.
He's down. Finish him. Let them get behind you quick. Behind you.
What? Shield away. Dummy. Alright. Oh. Oops. Oops. How dare you block me? Alright. I think I've earned myself a finger of a bear claw. Oh. So that's what we. Try this?
I'm not trying it.
Will you want to?
I'm not sure yet. I don't know how in the mood I am for Blade.
Alright. Alright. Oh look, I fixed it. I didn't even know I was looking in that direction.
That's what I've been telling you to do. Go up and do that. Like I did that.
I thought I did. I'm sorry, I'm stupid, okay?
I have to apologize. You are who you are.
Stupid who, stupid does. Yeah, this bear claw rules.
It's quite tasty.
You don't know me. So does that mean I beat the game now? Why is this chained up? I open the bridge and then they roll the credits, yeah. Or I mean I walk through the bridge and...
Hopefully, because I'm not seeing any more puzzles after that.
Sick.
Imagine they just end it there.
You can't?
Oh, why would they?
Hopefully they don't make me fight again. I think I'm fighting this. Oh! Oh.
It's nearly over.
Is it? That's cool. Why are they all together? Oh fuck, so what am I supposed to do? Walk past them? I kinda wanna kill the shoe guy first.
Run away. Go. Run away.
She says run away.
It's not over. You keep going. Better fight.
Die! You fuck. I can't see anything. On purpose. Fight Lucky. Especially with these fucking chains. Got bear claw all over my controller because I wasn't ready to fight. What was that noise?
Behind you.
Whoa. Alright. Up, woman.
She's injured.
Oh, damn it. Go. Die. I'm too slow?
Finish this. She's got her sword. Okay, go. Attack.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get through this.
Behind you.
It is bullshit on that. Yeah, they're everywhere.
It's nearly over. Finish. You won.
I won? I think I did that. You mean like in the last 5 seconds?
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't do that.
Behind you.
No, I did no unlocking of any sword.
Behind you.
I did it maybe like 2 days ago.
Get up quick.
This is supposed to kill them in one hit?
Won't make it.
Interesting.
Behind you.
Well. Thank God I am a Dark Souls veteran. It's roaring.
Finished. Take him down. Down, down. The path.
Someone behind me? Fuck. Oh. Yeah, I didn't see any fucking swords.
She sacrifices herself. She sacrifices herself. We don't want to die. So turn back. It's too dangerous.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
There's blood.
What?
She won't make it.
I died. What?
No? Never mind. At some point it says that you're supposed to die and that's the end of the game.
Well,
Not yet then.
I didn't get there, I guess. Is this where I grab the sword?
It says you unlock one and then you find it.
Where do I unlock the sword?
Fuck if I know. That is like the last battle. It's just supposed to be the last battle. It's not really an arena. It's like a bridge. So I don't usually.
So I'm supposed to just die? Because I can do that. Clearly. Wait, hold it. Let's go back. Well, where is this? Where's this sword I'm supposed to unlock? It doesn't say? What's the sword called? Is it called Odin something? Midir? Well, it's not Midir. Because I'm down to kill people in one hit. That sounds like a great deal to me. Knowing this game though, it probably wouldn't let me proceed without.
That's the focus ability is the thing they use for it.
Yeah, I've done that.
Right.
Here we go. You know what? I'm gonna make my way towards the door. Like, even with all the enemies fighting me. By this point? What does that mean? Does that mean I can't beat the game now? Well, the joke's on them, because I am making my way to this door. See, look, I'm at the door. That was one hit. Oh, I killed him. Oh shit, he's close. Whoops. Fucking guy. Take that. Let me die, will you?
He's stronger than you.
Bitch. Fuck. Oh, you son of a bitch, throwing shit. This is a very bad position.
You're close.
This is worse than the chains that block my view.
It's not over. It's not behind you.
Whoa. I got stabbed in the head. Aww. I died. I don't really care anymore. Yeah.
She's injured. She can still...
Come on, attack!
We're winning. Quickly get up! They're coming! She's hurt.
Here comes a guy. Fuck y'all. Up.
End it now. It's nearly the end. Behind you. Behind you.
Bitch. Oh, come on, I did that first.
Behind you.
Oh,
She can still do it. Focus now.
you fucker. Now, when you said I'm supposed to die, because I'm proper stuck there.
I know.
Yeah, you're right. It looks the same.
Then it looks like that the other things were ready to go until like the third time after.
I feel like I'm doing quite well. Oh, this is not great.
Stop that. Finished. Don't close around here. Do it. You're close.
Great.
Get up.
Up, 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 up.
It's not over. Do it. Keep going.
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Bitch. No, God. There's a block button somewhere.
She's hurt.
Don't use
She
it.
won't make it. Use your sword. I'll focus.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Behind you.
What's that smell? Spring bagel thing. I'm stuck. I'm trying to.
It's nearly over. Finish.
But they're everywhere.
Behind you.
Always.
You're stronger than him. Focus.
Fucker. I take more issue when these low ones hit me. Ah, for fuck's sake.
Quickly get up. They're coming. She's injured. She can still do it. Too slow.
Oh, it's on, motherfucker. Oh. And by that I mean, she doesn't hit me.
Get up quick. She's hurt. She's injured. Behind you.
Shit. That guy
Finish this.
very, very nicely swung his sword through my neck. Can I? I'm gonna try that next. Oh my god.
Don't let them get behind you. Don't let them surround
Oh, it did it. I feel like the game is taking pity on me.
Yeah.
Oh. Good. But now I can. Oh, yes, I can.
Wait. What? What happens when she...
Is this where I die?
What happens to us? What happens to us? We
Ah.
die too. Do we die too? We die too. I don't want to.
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop her.
Did she stand up?
Why won't she stop to die? She won't stop. 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 I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave.
I don't want to die. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
Sick burn.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They were afraid, like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made us monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
It hurt pretty real.
They made them real. She's getting closer.
No.
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
If she sacrifices herself, she sacrifices us. Wait, stop. We don't want to die. Stop. Senua, turn back. It's too dangerous.
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines.
Aww. There's all the lore stones that I did not see.
This place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
Whoa. Senua. Whoa, look at that man.
Do you see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces fear and suffering.
Can you just tell me now? My voice has told me to turn this game off a long time ago.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved
Yeah,
her
that's a real person. That's a real
through
person.
my hands.
Alright. You're entitled to dislike her faith along with
It is the will of the gods.
Benedict Maple Clan.
You did this to her! Why?
Nothing to do with her actual face.
It looked like that.
No,
This
it
is
does
what
not look the
happens when
same.
you
when
listen to the
they-
voices of the underworld.
There's some differences.
They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, son?
Senua. See those people that pronounce the cars Jaguars.
Yeah, see, they cut ice bigger and like colder.
Alright. You're right, she's not as
Your own madness.
Her
weird
lips
looking.
are still thicker and her jaw kind of gets wider.
You created this darkness. You created this darkness so you could hide behind it.
Only
so
suffering and salvation.
Who's that? That's Hella?
It is the way of the gods.
She is hella ashy.
It was all a lie.
The cake is a lie.
You are a lie.
Bitch!
She didn't defy the gods. She defied you,
Oh look, my sword's all
and so
bended
you
up,
killed her.
like in the
Didn't
Hobbit.
pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother.
Why is she standing there?
Your mother, who was too weak
Come at me.
to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you, let me destroy you.
You're a liar.
No, Senua. The darkness is here.
We're gonna go back and
You
look.
cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw.
You've been doing with the voices just fine. You don't need to cancel this radial blur
I
nose.
won't let you kill me.
Now what? Wise guy, huh? I don't know, it's fucking... People love this shit. Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button.
Be careful, Senua.
Oh.
Behind you.
Oops.
Behind you.
Oh, that was quite... Oops. Up, 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 up.
Watch out.
You fucker.
Behind you.
Some of these fucking monsters have no code of honor. Look. I'm rolling around, man. Good God. Oh, it's on, motherfuckers. You first. Yeah, I'm not crazy about this fucking disease stuff. Oh shit. I like fighting those guys with big mace. Oh shit. Oh.
Watch out.
What? Oh, these are in the church.
Watch out.
Let's go grab a church. Fuck, I'm stuck. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, he still charged me?
I can see through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela,
looks cool.
then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Look at you. Running forward, backwards to wallow your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You still believe it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you saved me?
Yeah, you're right, it's all up on my face.
He's here. I know he's here.
Let's get the Moby going again.
Dillion, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
Oh, look at that guy's sword. I want one of those. Oh shit. Oh, this Oh, that was a cool fight with that. The first boss was probably my favorite part of this game. It's fucking on. Oh, that's horseshit. I got him. Oh, I'm gonna fight all the bosses all at once. Cute. Oh, come on. Yeah, this game started out really strong with this Valravan guy. He's cool looking. Oh. Oh my god. Did I kill the other one? Oops. Oh my god. Can I do the mirror thing yet? Coming. There it is. It'll, oh shit. He's the one who fought it to me, I didn't get it. Alright.
Dillion! Where is he?
Where is he?
You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Dillion's gone.
Oh, she's smaller now.
Dillion
It's like a... Like the Sandlot. Oh.
Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already?
father.
Fight me.
Oh,
Come
no.
on.
Dillion in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go. Let go of Dillion.
Is there... Can I just fucking
Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
Let go, Senua. Let
I won't sing Frozen.
Thank you.
I will reenact it!
Trophy.
Yes, I did. That's how I feel sometimes. I usually verbalize it with, I'm never eating again. Is that Dylan Francis? I hope she steps on it and dies.
She's little.
Mm-hmm. I thought the monsters were in my head.
And there's no doubt. And you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save Diane.
I've had to pee for quite some time.
Is that what you want me to believe? After all
They
you've
do
done
that
to me?
when they
It's your
cry.
head? You're not a liar, but you're a liar. You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know it's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it.
because I've got nothing left. No fear. No hate. No quest. Nothing. And you will have no power over me.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senna. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Samuel. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there. waiting to be seen again.
Oh no. Oh. It's the rocks. The darkness is back. The darkness is back. Wait. What is it? It feels... It's different. It feels... Is it okay?
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye. She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming.
How long is this piece of shit?
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts, and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake?
I really want to know how long this is
And we
going to
only see
be.
what our inner eye creates for us.
What is this?
It says Hellblade feature.
Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Yes, she's scared.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Tamim?
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming.
Whoops.
She's getting closer. They're watching.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senuna in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica, who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of
just
Scotland
watching.
and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was truth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Truth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky,
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness, such as psychosis, is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject. that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming here.
Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me, and I'd love to be involved. It's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see that she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the visions or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more difficult until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Feel like this, read like this, I just wanna live, that's all. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations, or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galena also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exasperated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question is, what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.